So hey guys, the other day I was sandblasting, and I kind of noticed over the last week, a few times using it, that I wasn't getting so much sand. I'd let off the pedal and step on it and get a blast of sand and kind of slowly pedal out. There is a gauge on that Sandblast box that says tank pressure, and it's never had any tank pressure. I asked Gary about it and he said, oh, the gauge probably ain't working. Well, I ended up taking the hose off, turning it on, have the air on, try to pedal, and there's actually no air actually going into the tank. And so I was getting nowhere sandblasting or bead blasting, so it would have took me forever with the amount of sand that was coming out. And so I went in the house, I watched a video, found a real nice video of the guy explaining how you should hear after you let off of the pedal, it goes like an air release. And that's actually this here is a valve. It's just got two lines in it, a blue and an orange. And this goes in and out on there to, I guess, allow the sand to dump. Maybe, if that's how it works. But anyways, this is a valve that goes back and forth. And this piece of rubber I started to unscrew this bolt. And that's this here piece here. And what happens is they said this commonly either wears out or this happens. And this is what happened. It fell off. Now, underneath the big round part of the tank, they said there's a baffle in there or something, and this is another one that tends to go out too. It looks like a mushroom. This one goes up and down, and you have to open your big access plate on the side of the tank and replace that. I bought a spare one of these. I bought two of these. I'm gonna take this one. Oh yeah, see, it goes in and out. Now I don't know if I'm supposed to take that and that off, the nut, or we'll just take her apart here. So this was screwed all the way in there with the nut there in there. So I pulled that out. I don't know if that's the whole deal that's in here. That's actually in there, probably. Like I said, that nut was. So that's probably the whole deal. The nut was screwed up tight in there against the bolt head. This washer was on there. Doesn't look like they have a washer. No lock. There's actually a little tiny flat on here for a wrench, a little skinny one, but I guess I'll have to maybe one for a grinder or come on, where are they? Yeah, something like that. I'll dig around and see if I look at that one. Almost fits on there, because that's what you're gonna need, something like that to hold it, to get that bugger tight. So I don't want to grind this one out. I'll dig around and see if I can find something, or have to quick cut something. All right. So I just took a piece of flat bar. Yeah. Wear gloves. I was hitting the wire wheel, and a big chunk burr came off there and stabbed me in the finger. Real nice. So I just took my cut-off wheel, cut a bunch of cuts in there, and grounded a little flat here with the flapper disc to make it thin, because that piece is very thin in there. Did it very thin, so we can just grab her in there. It'll fit in there, but see, now I'm gonna have to bend it. I don't have to bend it. I can pull this out, I think. She came up before. Oh, that's hot. Yeah, so that'll work, and I'm just gonna cut this off. I should probably drill a hole in it to hang it up, and I'll keep that for a tool. And that'll fit. Made her pretty tight. I guess maybe take just a little more off of there so she fits on her better. Had her on there. I'll just touch her up a little bit more here. Now, you're not supposed to use these for grinding discs. They're cut-off wheels. There we go. Now she fits right on there. Now we'll get that on there. All right, it says, you know, there's no directions. I didn't see nothing about changing them on the internet or the YouTube channel. So, I mean, there's actually no lock washer on there. I suppose you don't want to tighten that thing too tight. Maybe it'll come off like that one. I guess I'm not going to push my luck because it still even gets tight on there as skinny as I cut that thing. I mean, I ground it pretty skinny. Okay. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to press my luck and strip her out. So that was in there. This nut, maybe it was in there a little more, I think. But I think I started on taking that nut off. But so I'm going to go install this. And hopefully it works. All right. So, and I ordered this from Summit Racing. I had looked and it's the only place I found that you could order it. And it was really nice. I put the order in. And I'm telling you, I think probably with an hour and a half, I already got them text saying it's in the mail. Very cool. I don't know what else they all have. I know they got exhaust, different things, but I'm going to be checking them out more. They even sent some Summit Racing stickers in with it. So these just get tightened in there. Orange one goes there, blue one goes here. They said sometimes they're crossed. So that was the first thing I checked after I watched the video on YouTube. And we'll tighten these up and see if she works. All right, we got these all snugged in here. I don't know, over tighten it. It was a 10 millimeter. And these, to get them off, you just push this down and lift up on the holes, and you should be able to just push those babies right back in there like that. Now, cross our fingers and hope that's it. So the one I had replaced over there was called the piston seal, goes in and out. And the one that goes in here, you take this plate off. It is called the sealing head. You take this off, and there's a rod, I think, in there. It goes up and down, and this seals it up for air pressure. I do believe that's how it works. And this goes up, pressurizes the pot. I'm thinking, I'm learning. And anyways, this goes up, seals it up. And I think the other one's where the sand goes down through. Something like that. We'll see. See if she works. All right, I don't know. I'm not feeling really confident. I turned the air on. I think I get this one. This air pressure is pretty high. I think it had to be that high. Because I started playing around with the air pressure because it wasn't working. I thought that would change it. The air pressure in the tank still isn't moving. Let's see if it does anything. I don't know. One thing after another. going up a little bit, but from what I read, it's supposed to be up pretty high. And I'm not hearing it go when I'm done, so I guess I'm gonna pull that plate off the side and take a look at that other piece and hope, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when you buy used stuff. All right, so I got all the nuts. There's nut, a washer, a lock, and a nut. Now let's see. I should be wearing a dust mask, right? And the gasket in there, we don't want to wreck that. Looks like it's only going one way. It's got a lip on the edge. That's not a gasket. Yeah, it's a gasket. It's just look at. Oh, that's just one of the bolts. I thought something fell out of the thing. Alright. And it's just like that. Yeah. Put it back on it the same way. I'm gonna sit it right on there. Now she's full of sand or glass bead. I suppose if I was smart, I'd put a can or a bucket under here. Doesn't matter. Mess either way. I should get a bucket. I don't know how much is gonna come out of the machine. Could be a lot. If it's gonna stop, not stop. It's not Monday, but hey, no, I lose all my bolts here. That's another one. Where'd the other one go? Under the sand? Let's take them all out before I lose them. Oh, there we go. So now I heard something going in there. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. I got them all. Not looking later. Actually, I got a fan behind me. I'm gonna turn it on to blow anything away from me. I'm breathing it in. They said you're supposed to run, I forget how many, it's only like 30 pounds of sand. I think something like that. I'm sure I got way too much of this thing. They said that could be giving you problems too. Said something could be stuck in it, maybe. I don't think there's nothing stuck. Well, how do I know if anything's stuck? Yep, the mushrooms it's worn. I can feel it, that mushroom head thing in there. I can feel the tip. Okay, this bucket was a good idea. So far. Now, I didn't exactly watch the video of how to remove it. Yeah, it's worn. It's worn. It's got a worn spot in it. It slides up and down. There's like a T-handle. So I might go get a flashlight and take a look in there and figure this out. Now, if you can see in there, you don't want to bump nothing because the stuff just starts coming down the media. I don't know. I'm just taking a guess that you gotta loosen that. So I tried to turn that T. There's a T deal in there, and it doesn't. This just goes up and down. Somehow I gotta get that apart in there. Let's work on that. Okay, I got it out. It's just a T. You see how worn that is on there. It's worn out. It's a T. I have to put a little Teflon tape on there. And that's how, you know, you can see this is the new one. And this is the crappy one that's worn out. So hopefully, come on, hopefully this is it. I mean, not knock it so I get any sand down in that deal that goes up and down, just blows us up and down. It probably would blow back out of there, but. All right, let's get this one done. So I wrap some Teflon tape in there. And how I do is I always hold the piece. Say, if this is it, I hold it in my left hand. I take my Teflon tape and I sit it on the top of here, grab my finger, and I run it down the back and around this way a couple times, break it off, make sure, and then when you screw it in, it won't bind up, ball up, be backwards. So that's done. And I just gotta tighten that up and put this set screw in there and then cross our fingers again. Well, I cleaned up my mess. I didn't put my tools away because you do that when you cross my fingers. I don't know. I just want her to work. So I'll turn her on. And I'll turn this on. See the air pressure going up a little bit. I definitely got sand, or I definitely have a lot of glass bead flying. Seems to be. Maybe too much. I still don't see the pressure going up on that gauge though. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's going up when I step on it. I don't hear the. They said there's another part too under there. Said there's another part under there too, electronic part. It does crap out the hoses go to it. So I don't know, maybe I'll order that, but seems to be blowing sand and working. That little bolt for the set screw that holds the plunger that goes up and down. Started putting that in and the threads were stripped on it. I didn't put it in. It seems pretty tight, that piece. If it loosens up, I'll have to tear that whole thing apart. I mean, dismantle it, weld like a nut on there, and put a set screw thing in there to hold it from that T-handle, from T-handle that holds the rubber mushroom looking valve up, or seal up. I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it and see. But the air pressure tank doesn't seem to be going up. We'll see. All right, guys. Seems to be working good, but I'm still showing no air pressure in here. It's blowing sand like crazy. Yeah, I missed one little spot there. Thought I was done. This is a piece Gary needed with the hole in it. I guess I could have cut a hole in the other one today. Had finished, but he needs this one, so seems to be working fine. I'll watch another video about this here gauge. It just goes up a little bit. I forget what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be up, I don't know, 20 pounds or something, but it's not. All right, guys, I'm at it again. I ordered an electronic valve from Summit Racing. This is the old one here, and this is the new one. And what I'll have to do is change the valves and put the valves in there, and the little breathers. This here, I just took this, what electrical goes into it, it's down there. I just took the screw out and I didn't know what was in there. I loosened this up and it just holds the wires. So I took the screw out and found out it just unplugs. So I'm just gonna plug the new one in directly to it. and see if this works. Because when I sandblast or bead blast, according to the videos I watch, when you let off of the pedal, you should hear tsh. So I did change the rubber stopper deals to in the one valve. That one was shot. I changed the one that goes up and down and drops the sand. That one was worn. And the only other thing that I see on any of the videos is this. I ordered from Summit Racing. They got to me right away. Now they send me stickers. And this time they actually sent me a catalog with a lot of parts for V8s and racing stuff. Really cool. So, yeah, like I ordered it. I think they had it sent out the same day. So I got it. I'm gonna stick that out back in there. It's just two breather fittings here. There's a one orange fitting that goes here, another orange one, and a blue one goes there. And it gets screwed up into there with two little Phillips screws that hold it in there. And I went to try to take out the screws, and they seemed tight, and there was nut on the other side. So I thought, well, okay, they got the nut on there. So found out it was a little metric screw nut on there. And I tried to move it, and it didn't move at all. So I kind of like, well, maybe they have it welded, which it did, so it was good. So you just got to crank her hard with to get that screw out. And we got a 12 on the little ones and a 14 on the bigger ones on this. And like I said, just the two screws under there. They just come out. You don't have to put a wrench on underneath the backside. So, and that's it. We'll get this changed on there and hope, you know, if it ain't that, I don't know what else it is. All right, so I took it over to the bench. I took these ones out already and put them in, flipped it over. This is the new one. And they had some sort of Teflon. It didn't seem like it was tape because it wouldn't come off in string. It seemed like some sort of a sealant on there. Looked like Teflon. It's white, but I just take a small piece of Teflon. Hold my left hand. Put it on there and pull it up over. I don't think it needs much on there. Like that. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stick that one in there. Like that. And we don't need this on there neither, because I'm just gonna use the plug. And it's too big. Too big. Let's go unscrew that and pull that plug out on that one. That Phillips is too big. There's probably a bit in there that's small. I won't bore you with that. I can't get it over that end. I'm gonna call that good enough. I'm gonna take that screw up, unplug this. There's a gasket in there. I'm just gonna plug the one that's wired up in there, plug the hoses in there. Let's just put it back and see if she works. I mean, geez. If it ain't this, then I don't know. I'm using it the way it is. And there was a little tiny tie wrap on the wires up there. I've never bought these tiny ones before, but I was at a place and they were 75% off, so these cost me 50 cents for these, because they were $2, so 50 cents. I'll use one of them, put it back on the wire, and let's hope this works. All right, so I'm just gonna unplug this one off of the one I got ready to go, like that. There's a rubber deal in there. I'm just gonna plug it back onto this one, the old one. And I'm not gonna try to sit this down because there's sand around here. And here's the wiring. And it just goes in there. Just plugs in there and gets tightened back up. It's dang. cooled off outside, but it's muggy. Yeah. Oh, it's like that. And we'll go under there, push those lines back in, screw it back in, or push the lines in, put the tie wrap on, cross our fingers, and hope we're done with this crap already. All right, I got it in. This is how the wire was. I went back and looked at my picture. It was like, you got it so tight, I had to loosen that up to get it to go this way. This one was just tie wrapped to it right there. I'm just gonna push it back behind this here. Help hold it and push the orange one in. That's in. Orange one goes there, blue one goes there. Orange and blue. Yeah, this is great. Great if it works. There's the orange and then the blue. Just make sure there's no crap in it. Blue poked in, orange poked in, orange. I don't know if I need to tie wrap that. I could, I suppose, put a little wrap on there and make it. I'm gonna tie wrap it after I'm done. See if she works. But these are the two little Phillips you gotta take out. And the nuts are welded on the back, so I don't have to worry about that. I was monkeying around trying to get a wrench in there. And yeah, it's together. It's together. Other than that, there ain't too much else under here. Just that's for your adjusting your air pressure. And there's a gauge. And there's the other gauge is over there. And that is to tell you the tank pressure. And that's never working. No tank pressure. So hopefully we get some tank pressure in here when we're done. Let's see. All right. Try this thing out. We'll put some air in here. I got the air dryer's been going. Turn this on. Yeah, I haven't heard nothing yet leaking, but I hear that a little, but that was the regulator was leaking a little before. So I got my I got her hanging on there real well. So I'll get my flashlight out of there. Come on. She's hot out here. A little humid because it's been trying to rain. I don't got my fan on because it's you won't hear anything. I don't know. Pressure's going up some. Up. Going up and down, I don't know. I'm gonna try to blast something. Alright guys. Turn this thing off. I don't know. I changed that magnetic valve to everything else. My air pressure in the tank still will not come up. It just comes up a little bit. Doesn't seem like it's still ain't working quite right. I'm sandblasting, or I'm blasting, but now it's like not much sand seems to be coming out, and it's pulsating a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll just figure out. Go on YouTube and watch some more stuff. They said some other stuff could be worn out too, but I don't know. Are my settings wrong? I just cranked up the piss out of the air pressure. I got it way up there now, higher than it's ever been, and this thing kind of worked better when I first got it, when the stuff was kind of worn out. But I don't know. Not giving up on it. So hey guys, my blaster still wasn't working well. It seemed like it was working better when I first got it, but I watched some more YouTube videos. There's only like one guy that does a video kind of on these from overseas, and it's pretty good. But I noticed, like on mine, the air pressure tank does not go up. My air pressure is supposed to be all the way up on whatever it is. It's an 8, but I don't know what that is. It's supposed to be 80 pounds or whatever. And he has his on all the way up. And then when he steps on it, and this one's about 20. So 8, I don't know what 8 is. But anyways, probably about 100. So he's got about 100 pounds. And I know he says the pressure tank's about 20. And I noticed when he steps on it, they go down and then they kind of come back up. And this air pressure tank has never had any air in it until I had put the new, the rubber that goes up the block, the pressure tank, and then it just barely moves a little bit. I pulled the air hose off the other day on here, and you have to turn it on and you step on the pedal, and then a little bit of air came out from the tank. And then I thought, well, maybe the gauge is bad too, but it didn't seem like much air. So I put my air hose on it, hit it, and yeah, it goes up. Yeah, the other day I went and I tore the tank apart, checked the valve, see if anything was stuck in there, because I'm not getting sand. And what I think it is, on his video, he says, don't restrict your airflow over there. And it had just this 1/4 inch on there. He said, put a bigger one, like maybe 3/8, but I put half. So I got rid of all this stuff that was on there, put half there. I had another dead end space over there for air hose, so I just changed it all to a half instead of 3/8 even, and ran a 3/8 hose. It's just, when I use this, I just throw a hose on the floor. So yeah, monkeyed around with that thing for a couple hours on Friday or the other day, and I figured out like how it all works and kind of, I mean, everything's been replaced. So this is my final thing now, is this big air hose. So I'm assuming that he says you'll run out of air because it's restricting it with the little 1/4. So let's hope this is it so I can get some stuff done. I got a lot of work to do and I don't have time to monkey around with things like this. So, all right, we'll give her a try. You know, I hope it works. I'll turn her on, she won't work. Let me see. Let me see when I step on it. Well, my air pressure tank is going up. Going up. I can't see nothing in here. She must be working. Oh yeah. Oh man, is it kicking butt. I think it's kicking too much butt. Whew. Now what I notice it's not doing is, what I notice it's not doing, when I let off of it, it still keeps going because it's got pressure in that tank. It's supposed to go psh and release, there's a hose that goes into here. And I think when you release, turn that off, that's supposed to kick the, it's like an exhaust. Kick it in here. Man, there is the sand flying out. I'm gonna have to turn that way down because he said about a couple of turns out. And another thing he said is about, I forget what it was now again. It's like 33 pounds of sand in it only. And I just kept dumping more buckets of sand and boxes of sand in it. So I actually probably pulled 100 pounds of sand out of there. And he said a lot of times that stacks up and doesn't get down there, but it is cranking a ton of sand right now. So I'm gonna turn the air pressure down a little bit here to like around 100 and crank that sand down. And sheesh, maybe I fixed it. Well guys, that was definitely the issue, was the air restricted. I mean, it's just kicking butt now. I mean, it was throwing so much sand, I had to turn it down underneath. And like this, I just went, I couldn't even hardly see here before it finally started clearing up. I just went quick around this thing and it took everything off, all the paint, everything where I did get it. Unbelievable. Very happy, very happy. Just a restricted air. Probably just a 3/8 would have helped enough than this half. Yeah, very happy. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Cool Bear Addiction.